it's hard to see what it's going to look like. I think what throws me off is the whole process that goes into it. It's the texture, it's the material and how I lay the material down. I think I focus so much on that, and my eye sees every single piece that I put in there, and every part of the surface is a, I don't know, an abstract variable. It's like it's a little piece of art in itself. So I don't know, it's deep. Yeah, this is different. It throws me off. The material just kind of throws me off. It's giving the material, because the material is what it all originates from, right? It's what I get excited about. So it's like, I want to display this material. Even a nut, it looks unique, and I want to take that and give it a frame, you know, making it special and not losing it in the sculpture. In a way, it sort of became personal to me, how the process was developed, because I didn't have that resource of learning. It was very much self-taught. Once I saw the process developing, it kind of felt nice that it was coming from my own time put into it, you know. It feels like my own creation, you know. I didn't get it from other sources. I feel like it came from within. Cheese graters. Got a big flour. Can opener. Oh, geez. Nut crackers. People still use these. Scissors. Cutters. I think that's the hardest thing is to think about and to plan in my head how I'm going to initiate and start and produce something that I can only see in a picture. You know, it's a personal thing, so I have to create it with my own hands. And there's no one to blame. There's no equipment to blame. You know, it's all me. So I have to blame myself if it's not right. So it's tough sometimes. I grew up drawing, and it was all about, you know, having the lines perfect, have the shading perfect. But now I look at that, and it kind of bores me. The fact that I grew up sort of with that perfectionist mentality. With art, I think I've tried to make it so it wouldn't consume me. Like maybe with this art, the material itself is just as interesting as the detail. And the detail shouldn't overshadow the material. It's the way I look at it. It's sort of impressionistic, abstract. Something doesn't have to be the perfect line if it flows throughout the whole thing, from the smaller details to the larger details. That's what drives me to grow and change, is that feeling of, you know, I have to get better. I want to be able to look back at what I did and say, that was just where I was then. But where I am now is different. I guess it's just feeling like I'm evolving is not just as an artist, but like a person too. It helps my self-confidence too, which I've lacked in my life. I use that word in my head a lot as value, like the pieces, like this piece is valuable. I'm gonna set it aside. I'm gonna set it in the valuable bin. That way the valuable pieces go on top and they're displayed more prominently. I could think of like a painter coming back to the final stages and adding the highlights and all the foreground and background, the glares, or, you know, but those things are the things that make the picture. They stand out the most. It's like the little details that might be just a swipe of a brush that made the whole painting look right. I love dogs, so, you know, when I look at a dog in real life, whether I'm touching it or petting it, I feel a connection, you know. I think a lot of people do. When I'm done with them, I feel like there's a presence there, almost like a soul, you know. You know, when I first started, it was like, does this look like a face, you know? Does this look like a dog? The whole objective was to get it to look like what I see, you know. And now it's like, does it look like it has feeling? Does it look like it has emotion? You know, that's what I like to feel after I'm done with an animal, and the dogs especially. When I say luck, I feel like the whole recycling movement has been part of that luck. You know, I didn't get into it because of that. I felt like I've always been resourceful. You know, I grew up, you know, hanging around my dad's print shops and pulling my hair out when they'd throw paper in the garbage. You know, it just has a little printing on it. You know, I'd go over there and grab it, and I would save it. I'd go pad it up and I'd use the paper. I guess I've been resourceful all my life, and this work that I do, I feel, is sort of a reflection of that. Generally, yeah, I guess I am an artist, but it doesn't feel like it. I had a hard time for years calling myself an artist because, I don't know, just being too deep in the process didn't feel like art to me. It felt like something different because there's so much to it, you know. And if somebody asks, yeah, it always trips me up. It's like, it's like, I think you tell me, you know. This is where I am. I never feel like the road is ending. I always feel like there's so much more potential for me within myself, not looking outside of that line. And that, to me, is so satisfying, seeing where this takes me, this journey.